Right. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to Manhood. Today is Friday, March 20th. We are going through the study of Job right now. And right now we're going through Job chapter 5, which is a continuation of where we were yesterday. So, let's see here. Should be good. One of the things I'm working on today, I'm going to continue to work on. My goal is to try to work out the idea of saying us, ums, and all right. That's what I'm working on the next 5 days. It's not doing that. But Job 5 sounds like good advice. Once again, Eliphaz talks about God correcting people, restoring them, protecting them, and blessing them again. He even ends by saying, this is true, we've tested it, right? So he's got this very firm belief of who God is, what he does. But here's the tension. Everything he says sounds right until you realize it's built on a wrong assumption, right? He believes Job's suffering must be discipline for sin. So the solution is simple. Repent and everything will be fixed. And it's challenging us to think carefully about this. What happens if something that is characterized as generally true is used in the wrong actual context, which we do see in our life? And so, good chapter. I'm excited to go through it. I think going forward... See, there it is again. I'm saying a lot. I think going forward, I'm going to combine each of the debate responses. That's what's kind of happening in this chapter is Job is kind of having these internal debates with his friends. Tony, thanks for liking the live. I appreciate it. And so I think going forward, we're going to combine them because we did 4 and 5 separate, and this is all Eliphaz speaking. Chapter 4 was Eliphaz, chapter 5 is. So going forward, we'll probably combine chapters. So I think tomorrow we're going to do chapters 6 and 7 at the same time. But before we do that, before we jump into the chapter for the day, we usually go through a couple things preemptively. So we'll do that now. Going through our daily proverb. Today's proverb comes out of Proverbs chapter 10, and it starts in verse 6. It says, blessings are on the head of the righteous, but the mouth of the wicked conceals violence. That can also mean that the violence covers the mouth of the wicked. Right? And so, fairly straightforward, that one. But I always enjoy going through a proverb, and I don't think we're going to get to do all of the proverbs in one fell swoop. So it's better that I'm just doing one a day, just kind of remind us. And then we go through our gratitude for the day. So I usually pick 3 things that I am thankful for. So today, I got a few things that I came up with. If you're here and you want to join in, you're welcome to. Good morning, Erich von Erich. Welcome. Appreciate you being here. Oh, you're on both. Nice. Welcome in, welcome in. We're still fighting the same guy. Today, one of the things I'm thankful for is the fact that the guy that I get to work with and work for is a strong Christian man. Super grateful for it. I'm super, super thankful. He encourages me. He helps me. And it means a ton to be able to have somebody to work with, to speak openly about our faith. So, huge deal for me. And then I'm also grateful. We had small group last night. We had a bunch of other kids in our house, and it was just a lot of fun. So grateful for that. And then I got this, my third thing is this Apple pen that I have. I get it right on my little iPad. I bought this iPad quite a few years ago, and I just never used it. And then started doing this, and it's become a constant using this iPad to prep for this. So, super grateful for that as well. That's what I'm thankful for. Oh, I got out of it. Yes. All right. Hold on. Oh, no. We're okay. We're okay. Okay. We're going to next do a quick recap just to catch anyone up who hasn't been here. I'm not going to be able to get it. I'm not going to... Nope, I'm stuck. We're going to just keep hitting. We're going to get some hits in. You see, that roll was pretty good. Bella, thank you for liking the live. I appreciate it. Okay. We got some poison off, which is super nice. Oh, where's he at? There he is. Okay. Oh, no. Forgot he this thing. The poison clouds are throwing me off. Here we go. We got him. Nope. Okay, now we got him. I'm going to poison him one more time. Alright, he's flying away. We're trying to one-shot this so that we can get into the chapter, so that we'll go into Job 5 and start reading. See, that doesn't feel like that should have... That does not feel like that should have hit me. Jojo. About to start a new playthrough because my girl just broke up with me. Not sure how they correlate. LOL. This is a good escape, man. Relationship can be rough. Where is he? There he is. That hit me? That does not feel like that should have hit me. Okay, so quick recap here. We're going through up to chapter 4 of Job. The story unfolds in kind of two separate layers, right? So what's happening in heaven and what's happening in Job's experience on earth. Can't tell if there's a hole there. Okay, we got it. So we're introduced to Job, a man who's described as blameless, upright, and deeply devoted to God. He's wealthy, he's got a large family, and lives a life of integrity. Behind the scenes, though, in heaven, we see a conversation take place. The accuser challenges God. So the accuser being Satan, the enemy. We talked about that. Hey, what's going on, Blue Forest? Cool name. Welcome. So the accuser comes forward and challenges God, saying Job is only faithful because his life is blessed. And so God allows Job to be tested. He essentially holds all the power and the authority, even over the enemy, over the adversary. And he opens up and says, hey, you can do what you wish, right? Just don't take his life. And it's saying that we are disconnected. So hold on a second. Now it's saying we're back. That only really happens in... Gojo, thank you for following. I appreciate it. It only happens with TikTok, where we completely lose connection and then reconnect. Or maybe it's lagging for everybody. I'm not sure. So the accuser goes forward, right? And then in chapter 1, Job loses everything. His wealth, his servants, and even his children, all in a single day. And yet he does respond in worship, saying, the Lord gave, the Lord takes away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. So he maintains his faith. He does not curse the name of God. And then in chapter 2, the testing intensifies. Job is struck with painful sores from head to toe. His suffering becomes physical and personal. His wife tells him to give up on God. But Job refuses. His friends arrive, and they sit with him in silence for 7 days, right? And then in chapter 3, Job finally starts to speak. And it's raw, it's real, and it's very emotional. He doesn't curse God, so he does not pronounce curses against God. But what he does do is he curses the day that he was born. He wishes he had never been born, never been conceived, died very young, died at some point right now. He's hoping for all of that. And it's shifted from this, historical narrative into more of a poetic writing now. Oh, cool. Sweet, Gojo. That's awesome. So he curses the day he was born, asks why life is given to someone with such suffering, and it's one of the most honest expressions of pain in the Bible. And then in chapter 4, we see his friend Eliphaz begin to respond. He starts gently reminding Job of his past faithfulness, but quickly shifts into a common belief at the time, which is that suffering must be the result of sin. And he argues that no innocent person suffers like this, implying Job must have done something wrong. And that sets up the central tension of the entire book. Job is suffering deeply, but not because of personal sin. But the question becomes, how do we understand suffering when it doesn't fit our expectations, right? When we can't give a good solid answer to somebody of why they're in such pain, why they're dealing with what they're dealing with. So that's the recap up to this point. We're going to head through, again, I got to work on this thing. That's one of my... when you're playing a video game and trying to read the Bible, I naturally say and a lot. And that's going to be one of the things I'm trying to work on, do better at. So we'll start here. Let me get a couple hits off. That one. We got off that one. Oh no. The amount of attacks this guy can do is impressive. Okay, we're good. Look at that. All right. Sweet, Gojo. I'm happy here. Feel free to just listen. I'm not providing expert gameplay really, so listening is probably all you need to do. But it's fun for me. Sit here and read the word. And play video games. Oh, that's not much. Here he goes. Here he goes. Okay, Job chapter 5, starting in verse 1. Is the mimic tier still alive? Yeah, he is. He's still alive. I got to track where he's at. There he is. Call now. Is there anyone? Oh, man, what? We're alive still. We're alive. We got bleed off, too. I've never seen that either. Never seen him slam his wings down. Call now. Is there anyone who will answer you? To which of the holy ones you turn? Surely vexation kills the fool. It's the follow-up that is getting me. Seeing it disappear again. Should be able to ride our horse here. That'd be sweet. We're still alive. We're still alive. Okay. Hold on. I'm going to stay focused for just a minute. Okay. I can't do it. I should have just stayed back. That was a waste. Call now. Is there anyone who will answer you? To which of the holy ones will you turn? Surely vexation kills the fool, and jealousy slays the simple. I have seen the fool taking root, and suddenly I cursed his dwelling. His children are far from safety. They are crushed in the gate, and there is no one to deliver them. The hungry eat his harvest, and he takes it even out of thorns, and the thirsty pant after his wealth. For affliction does not come from the dust, nor does trouble sprout from the ground. But man is born in trouble. Okay, so he's making a... Good morning, Train. Welcome, man. I'm happy you're here. Welcome in. It's good to see you. Well, good to see your name pop up on a chat, at least. Okay, so Eliphaz is making is starting to shift to a stronger point here. Before he's talked about, hey, Job, I know you to be a righteous man, right? I know that you've done good, you've held people up, you've done all this stuff. And then in the last chapter, he starts slowly stepping into, and we both know that only people who suffer only suffer because they have done something wrong, right? Because they've gone against God, and we need to you need to think about repenting, right? God loves you. You've been a righteous man before. You can go back to doing it again. People don't just have this stuff happen to them because they're good. So it's this common theme he needs to. You know what, Train? I don't know. I will say there's something impressive, and I think more of what there is to learn from. Like I don't know if I even blame these guys, because I think we do the exact same thing, and we'll try to like draw out meaning out of people's suffering, and say things like, well, God has a plan. There's maybe this is here so that, like, for your testimony with other people, and for this and for that, and we'll attempt to do the same thing. Arturo, I didn't see your chat. I'm sorry about that. Appreciate you being here, Arturo. Also, how bad was Job's wife that Satan let her be? Yeah, I've heard that statement before. I don't know, man. She dealt with a lot. She lost all her kids too. And I think it is a contrast for how Job responds, but I'm not sure I'd be strong enough to be any different than her, But he does let her live, and there is some context there of it being another trial, and I'm sure that was because there was some element of knowledge of how in despair she would be too. They could have despair together, but it's hard, man. It's tough. So Eliphaz has been setting up this thing of like light. I don't know if we would even call it rebuke, but just, hey, we know. 1 second too soon. I gotta run. We know that God doesn't cause suffering and discipline for those who are good. And then he shifts to where now it seems like he's almost being just flat out accusatory, which is, hey, is there anyone who asks you to which of the holy ones will you turn? Surely vexation kills the fool, and jealousy slays the simple. It feels like he has way more moves than you get to see whenever you fight him, like even 10 to 15 times. Still alive. Okay. Oh, he's just calling in lightning again. He's calling in lightning. I have seen the fool taking root, but suddenly I curse his dwelling. His children are far from safety. So he's making a light point of saying, hey, we both know this thing to be true, and look at how close it is to what's happened to you. Your children weren't kept safe. This all like you're wanting to cry out for the sake of your life, but it seems like you're experiencing the same thing that we know in our Proverbs. And they did not have the Proverbs we're talking about tonight, but they did have old ancient Proverbs, and it seems like that's what he's referring to, is these ancient Proverbs. His children are far from safety. They are crushed in the gate. Roll. We got it. That was a good roll. Man, we lost our friend way too early this time. It's going to be rough. And it said, and there is no one to deliver them. So he's like, if this is punishment, I couldn't even see it. If this is punishment, I don't know. Okay. I'm not sure this is going to work to fight this guy while I'm trying to read. I'm not good enough at multitasking, so we'll see. The hungry eat his harvest, and he takes it even out of thorns. And the thirsty pant after his wealth, for affliction does not come from the dust. Affliction doesn't come from nothing. We both know this. Job, me and you know that people aren't just afflicted out of the blue. It doesn't come out of nowhere. So let's stop acting like it does and realize that this is coming from something, right? Trouble doesn't just sprout out of the ground. But man is born in trouble as the sparks fly upward. As for me, I would seek God. Hey, Job, clearly you did something wrong, man. And I want to be respectful. I know you're having a hard time. I know you're struggling. But we both know God doesn't just curse the righteous. He doesn't just cause problems for those who are following him diligently. He doesn't do that. We know that from our life experience. Listen, I had a dream, right? The last chapter, that's what he's saying. I had a dream, and this being made it clear to me that God only judges the wicked. And the problem with what we're reading here is that Eliphaz is mostly right. All throughout the Bible, we see the concepts that he's laying out here. And so the purpose of this is where it's hard for me to judge these guys too much. Some of them are a little less wise than Eliphaz is, which we'll see as we go forward. But all throughout the Old Testament and the New Testament, it does talk about this concept of God disciplining those who turn away, who do wrong, and bringing them back in, and bringing some element of punishment. Like, there is definitely this concept of good leading to blessing, bad leading to suffering. It's all through the Proverbs, all through everything. And the key context that we're getting out of Job is that, yes, most of the time that is true. Most of the time, this is true. But it is not. I think the difference that we're seeing here is that while this is like conceptually, yes, we're still on this boss. We are. If you would like to stay here and watch me lose to him over and over again, you're welcome to. The Proverbs, the wisdom literature, it emphasizes patterns but not guarantees, and that's what Job is showing here, right? Is that, yes, from a pattern perspective, this is true. This is going to be reality. This is going to be truth, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it is always true, right? Yes, he blesses the righteous, and he brings discipline on the proud and the fool. But that's a pattern, and not a rule or an authority or a law, and that's what God is showing us through this. Cannot roll in the right timeline. We got that one. And then his gravel wing hit us. All right. Okay, let him hit twice. Perfect. Hit twice. I'm not enjoying him that much this round. Not enjoying him. All right, we got that. We got that. We'll keep reading. We just make sure that we're not going to immediately die. See, I didn't even know he could bite. I didn't know he could do that. I mean, it makes sense. Don't get me wrong. And I'm dead. I'm dead. Him using the wings, I didn't know he could do that either. All right, so we're at the point where he says, as for me, I would seek God, and to God I would commit my cause. I'd make sure I'm reaffirmed on the character of God. I'd make sure that I was following him well, that I was restoring myself to him, because clearly you've done something wrong. Who does great things and unsearchable, marvelous things without number? He gives rain on the earth and sends waters on the fields. God is a God of blessing. Don't you know this? Again, Eliphaz is saying something that is true. Misapplied in this case, but it is true. It's a good thing, what he's saying. He does do this stuff. He sends waters on the fields. He sets on high those who are lowly, and those who mourn are lifted to safety. He frustrates the devices of the crafty. Everything he's saying right now is good, honorable, and true. This is good insight and feedback, and it's a good pattern. It is the character of God. It's who he is. That is true. I need to move something real quick so I can see if I'm ignoring people, because I just realized that some of the stuff is blocked. All right, we're good to go. So, he sets on high those who are lowly, and those who mourn are lifted to safety. He frustrates the devices of the crafty so that their hands achieve no success. God is a God of righteousness. He is a God of justice. He is, we're still on. Oh, I just fell off a cliff because I got this bug that got on me. We're still on Placidusax. We gotta. It's very hard when I'm not totally locked in. You know what I mean? Still trying to discuss other things. But that's okay. That's the fun. That's the fun. All right. He catches the wise in their own craftiness. Thank you. I so appreciate that. That's exactly what we need. You know, we need to cut down the dragon. This is probably the most Revelation-like dragon in this game, with a number of heads and the cut-off head and everything. Very symbolic, right? So he catches the wise in their own craftiness, and the schemes of the wily are brought to a quick end. He's going to take care of all this stuff. We know this about God. We know his character. Man, the number of people who fall off that cliff is insane. They meet with darkness in the daytime and grope at noonday as in the night. And you'll like pay attention here. He's slyly and craftily claiming that Job is these things. And we as the readers get insight that neither of them have, which is that Job is righteous, Job is good, Job is not any problem at all, right? Job is not the issue in this situation. And so it brings attention for us to being like, hey man, what an idiot Eliphaz is, like, you know, what a moron. But in reality, like we do the exact same thing. This is really a call out for us. It's like, hey, be careful like what you say to people when they're struggling, when they're in suffering, because you don't actually know the reason. And while there are patterns that we can see throughout the word and things that we can find to give us internal rest in the midst of this, even Job itself is a good reminder of this, an example. But it doesn't necessarily mean that we for sure know what is going on in this life and in the actual truth of it, because there's this whole background thing that we only get to see as readers here. Job doesn't know it, Eliphaz doesn't know it, none of the friends are aware of it. And so he's slyly saying, hey, like, you must be in opposition to God. So, but he saves the needy from the sword of their mouth, right? He's a good God. People who do bad are turned away, they're reproved, they're disciplined. People who do good, he takes care of. This is what we know to be true. Look at this back and forth. Oh, baby girl's going to wake up here pretty soon. So I'm going to have to pick her up, and then we'll be reading, holding the baby, and trying to beat this dragon. That'll be fun. All right, let's roll. So the poor have hope. He saves the needy from the sword of their mouth and from the hand of the mighty. We're going to beat him right here. We're taking a quick gameplay break because I'm just going to go kill this guy real quick, and then we can focus in. And at that point, we'll just be at Malakath, which he'll be easy, right? He's not going to be a problem at all. Yeah, atypical. We're just reading the Bible and we're playing Elden Ring. And we're trying to do it well, and we're not doing it good. You're welcome to be here if you'd like to. Here we go. All right, we're good. We're good. Had it. All right. You know, it would be way better just to keep attacking, and with how little that attack actually does. It's like nothing. There he is. See that poison cloud up in the sky? Yeah, I feel like I should have got that roll. He keeps shooting poison clouds randomly, and then it makes me think that he's where he's not. So my quote-unquote helper isn't being super helpful. Okay. If we don't do it this round, I'm going to be kind of upset. Move away from him so he attacks me. Nope, he still attacked him. Okay. Oh. I don't even know where he is. He's in the sky again. Okay. Oh, man. This is where I always die. So I'm not even going to get close to it. Okay. I don't even. Maybe it's better to be close to it, but that's what I need to focus on. I don't know. All right. So then he shifts to, so he says, so the poor have hope, and the injustice, and injustice shuts her mouth. So God is taking care of the poor, the needy, those who are not given justice, he takes care of. Those who do evil, he reproves, right? And then he shifts and he says, behold, Ian, thank you for liking the live. I appreciate it. Behold, blessed is the one whom God reproves. So now he shifts and he's saying, hey, listen, you should think of yourself as blessed. God is he's clearly trying to change your heart, man. He's trying to bring you back to himself. He's reproving you. Like, you're actually blessed, man. You're being blessed by God, by him correcting whatever it is that you've done wrong. I don't know what it is, but you've clearly done something evil. You've clearly done something evil. Jack, man, thank you for following. Appreciate it. And so, you're actually blessed, man, and you should be thankful. Therefore, despise not the discipline of the Almighty. That's literally his next words. Don't despise what God is bringing you. God is disciplining you to build you back up, right? He wounds, but he binds up. He shatters, but his hands heal. He will deliver you from 6 troubles. In 7, no evil shall touch you, right? He's making you better, man. Find confidence. And guys, when we can say these guys are idiots, this is exactly what we do. Hey, man, God's preparing your testimony. Exist in it. Like, he's doing this thing, and we do it slightly better because we know of Job, so we'll presume, but we still do this thing of presuming the reason for why someone is dealing with something, rather than just like giving them the ministry of like presence, right? Just being there for them and loving on them. Being like, listen, I don't know what's going on. I don't know why you're dealing with this, but what I do know is that God does love us. He's a God of love. He is a God who, and even saying some of these things, right? That it is true. God does reprove us. He does discipline us. He makes us better. I don't know if that's what's happening for you, right? Eliphaz is speaking with authority without actually anything to back it up. And he's like, hey, man, find joy in this. We know that God is disciplining you for what you've done wrong, right? In famine, he will redeem you from death, and in war from the power of the sword. You shall be hidden from the lash of the tongue, and shall not fear destruction when it comes. At destruction and famine, you shall laugh, right? He's gonna fix this thing in your heart, whatever this problem is that I don't know of, that's causing all these issues. He's gonna fix those for you. Ian, thank you for following. He's going to fix those for you. He's going to do it. Regan, I appreciate you following as well. Thank you. And so just exist through it, man. Like, push through. It's going to be okay. He's going to get you through this. He's going to reprove you. He's going to discipline you. And then after that, right? Listen, here's the hope. After that, you're going to be where no one can even touch you. You're going to be in a good spot. You're going to be in league with the stones of the field. The beasts of the field shall be at peace with you. Everything's going to be good once God is able to correct this problem in your life. And we, as the reader, again, right, pointing back to this, we know that he has not been unrighteous. He has not sinned. It's actually his righteousness that is leading to all this pain and anguish. And so we're sitting here with the knowledge of what's happening, and Eliphaz is like, listen, you're going to be untouchable. By the end of this thing, by the end of God fixing this problem in your heart, you're going to be in such a good spot, right? Like, take heart. It's going to be okay. Everything's going to work out. And you need to just turn back to God. Clearly, God's punishing you. It's clear he is. I know what's going on here. We don't see people suffering when they haven't done anything wrong. We see people suffering when they do evil, and so that's what's going on. But God's gonna change this for you, man, and you're gonna be untouchable when he does. You're gonna be a better human for it. And the reality is, some of this, right, the majority of what Eliphaz says in its own context is true, right? It is true, and it is true that God is making Job an even better man. That he's changing his heart. And so a lot of what Eliphaz says is not an untrue statement. Hold on, I gotta roll back. Okay, we're okay. All right, let's see. Move it up. Okay, let's hit it a few times. So you shall know that your tent is at peace, and you shall inspect your fold and miss nothing. So he's like, once this is over, man, it's going to be so good. And that's what you got to wait for. That's what you got to hold on to. Is that God is going to work this thing out. You're going to be a better man for it. And you won't be nearly as sinful against him at that time. Okay, we're doing pretty good. All right, you shall know that your offspring shall be many, and that your descendants as of the grass of the earth. Okay, I can't die by this thing. Okay, here we go. We found him. We're good. And, okay, That's felt like a ripoff. That felt like a ripoff. And then he's promising him, hey, hi, Bull's mom, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. X-Man, thank you for following. I appreciate it. I almost died just now trying to read the chat. Almost died. Hey, I need him to stop disappearing. I got one hit off. I feel pretty good about that. Where's he at? Okay. They're still alive. We're good. All right. Get 2 hits. Move. Up. His tail a couple times. Oh, I probably should have gotten hit there. Nope. Roll. Oh, my goodness. Can't do it. We're in a better spot than we've ever been. Outside of the lasers, we're in a better spot than we've ever been. And never mind, we're gonna die. We're gonna die. We're 100% dead. Right, we're still good. And now there's the lasers. Okay. You see that? Oh my goodness. All right, we're good. We're here. We're here. Yeah, X-Men, we've been doing this for a couple days now. Oh, I almost died just now. And, okay. Where's he at? Okay, this is it. This is our chance. And he's flying again. He's flying again. See, I don't think that should hit me like that. I don't think that should hit me. He's going to disappear again. Vision, thanks for liking the live. Okay, is that the big spear? It is. We're going to run. Okay, I really think we're in a better position than ever to win this thing. Nope, we're not. We're not. We still have life. Okay. Missed every hit. See, it's the after the fact. It's not his actual swing that I'm like destroyed by. It's things like that. Man, it's things like. All right. We were very close. All right, let's finish this chapter. You shall know that your tent is at peace, and you shall inspect your fold and miss nothing. So it's like you lost all the stuff, your kids, your house, everything. And you shall know that if you just repent and turn back to him, it's going to be okay. You shall know that your offspring shall be many, right? He's going to restore all that to you. It's going to be good. But you got to deal with this reproof first. You got to deal with this correction first, right? You got to live in that. And then you're going to go back to being successful again because he's going to make you new. And your descendants as the grass of the earth. You shall come to your grave in ripe old age like a sheaf gathered up in its season. Behold, this we have searched out. It is true. Hear and know it for your good, right? Listen, you and me both know this is what's actually going on. We've existed long enough. Gojo, thank you for the heart me. I appreciate it. We've existed for long enough to know this is what's happening here. So don't be confused. You need to repent. You need to turn back to God, right? You're dealing with all this just absolute suffering. Your body's covered in boils. All your kids have died. Everything has gone wrong. And I've waited long enough, right? And to their credit, they sat there in silence with him for 7 days. So I want to be careful that it's like, hey, they did give him a solid amount of mourning time and everything. But then it totally shifts to, listen, you got to repent, man. Clearly, you got to repent. And we get to know that, like, hey, Eliphaz is totally wrong. We know that, hey, this is nothing to do with him doing anything wrong. And it's a reminder for us, right? This brings us kind of to our next segment, which is like life application and kind of the closing out of this one. I might have to go early because baby girl's getting a little restless over there in the corner. Or I'll pick her up and hold her, and then we'll just see what we can do. Yeah, I'm going to pick her up real quick. 1 second. Okay. She's gonna be all right. She's gonna be all right. So life application here, truth can still hurt when misapplied, right? Even if we're taking something that is true, even if we're taking like this concept that, hey, I am, like, let me read you some verses that I think are applicable to your situation. Those can actually be painful if we don't actually know. She just ate like right before I came in here, so I don't think she needs to eat. You need to change your diaper. You know what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can find somebody to help us fight this thing real quick. I know we can fight it ourselves, but I don't want to have a third stream where we are fighting the same being. Second thing, life application here. Goofy J, thank you for liking the live. I appreciate it. Second piece here is that we, not all suffering is discipline, right? That's what we've been learning through this whole thing. Hey, Rain Dante, welcome. Okay. All right. So not all suffering is discipline, and that's something else that we need to be aware of, that, hey, there are times where we go through suffering that has nothing to do with the nature of our heart, with what's going on within us. There's nobody. All right. The other thing to be conscious of is like, hey, man, as we're giving... okay? As we're giving spiritual advice in pain, we need to be very, very careful about the kind of advice that we're actually giving to people. Like, what's going to be a true blessing to this person versus what are we presuming on them? And what do we need to do? Read. Says, I love God, but struggled reading the Bible. Have you ever struggled with that? Yeah, dude. A whole lot. Also, thank you so much for the roses. That's awesome. I appreciate it. You're a big gifter. Title gifter. That's cool. Thank you. Darius King, thanks for liking it, man. Yeah, man, I think we all go through times of that. My experience in life has been that I go through like this, kind of like you go through like these spiritual awakening times, and then it'll dip for a bit, and then you go through it again, and you go through times of like really, really spiritually strong times. And then times that like it can be rough, dude. Like we're resisting the nature of our flesh in our life. And so that can come across in ways where, man, it's like, I don't have a desire to go and read today. This is actually one of the reasons why I'm doing this, is like, she's upset. We're going to go pretty soon. One of the reasons I'm doing this is because I think that we have a tendency to follow like our flesh in our life, and we'll be like, hey, man, I'm just not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. And there is like, God's given me recently, right, very, very recent, this was in like the last year, like a love for his word that like has been so far beyond like what I've ever had in my life before. And Gojo, I'm going to come to your question in just a second. I just want to finish this. I didn't see it before I saw Reed's. And I think that one of the things that you can do is setting one specific time, right? It's the same thing as like, we don't always feel like going to work out. Some of us never do. But we don't always feel like working out, but it's like, if we set the time, we just do it. It's like, man, this word is living and active. It's sharper than a double-edged sword. This is the word of God. It is powerful and effective. It is good for reproofing and teaching. Like, this is the thing that is going to give us insight into our life and what we're dealing with, and whether or not we're dealing with suffering, right? We've got whole books on suffering, what it means to suffer, what it means to go through it well, and to come out in a good place. We've got books of every single thing you can think of. And so remembering that, like, man, this is the life-giving word of God is huge. And for me, setting up this right here is like, I was already waking up super early, but she distracted me on this point. I'm coming back to it. I was already waking up super early, and this is a girl. This is our fifth, actually. So this is one of five. Sweet. She's like 2 months old. I was already waking up super early, and so I was sitting here playing video games by myself. So I was like, why don't I just do this instead? Because it gets me in the word, and it makes me read the word in a way that is deeper, right? Because I'm having to actually like prep to talk about this stuff, which is huge. What is the armor set? I don't know. I have no idea. Let me see. Ronins with an iron casa. Yeah, man, I feel very blessed with it as well. Okay, Gojo, you just said my ex-girlfriend had a child who's turning 1 Monday, so it's been kind of sucky. Having the child has been sucky, or just the situation of that now being your ex-girlfriend is sucky? Because that would be rough, man, to have a baby and then to be dealing with like I don't even know how to experience that, man. Like you've got this like eternal being in your life, and then you're also dealing with the fact that it's being like essentially pulled away. That's not easy, and I'm sorry that you're dealing with that. That is an element of suffering. Now, I will say, if you saying the baby existing is kind of sucky, I can't agree with that. I think babies are awesome, but I take that as not what you're saying. So let me know if I'm wrong. I truly love everybody, but sometimes it just people don't interest me. Okay, gotcha. Did you okay? So Bull's mom asked, did you ask God to give you a desire and love for His word, or did it just happen? I've asked for a long time for that. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that it was correlated directly with the time that this happened. I truly think like one of the things that stands out to me, and one of the things like I'll sit on, and I may or may not even go back to fighting this guy. Well, yeah, I will. But one of the things that stands out to me, my experience so far in life, and again, this is like LFS talking, so take the fish and spit out the bones because I may be an idiot. But I look at the fruits of the Spirit, and the fruits of the Spirit are love and joy and peace and patience and kindness and goodness and gentleness, excuse me. I got a little bit of a lisp there. And faithfulness and self-control. And I look at like that is the fruit of the Spirit of God being at work in my life. Right? Is every single character attribute that you would want in your own life is literally the fruit of the Spirit of God being at work in you. Right? And we're told that like when we put our faith in Christ, the Spirit indwells us, seals us, right? This is why you can't just fall out of the hand of God. He seals you with His Spirit, and then His Spirit is what guides you. Hey, thank you for following. I can't read that name because I'm kind of far away. Meditation something? Appreciate you being here. That should not have hit me. See, that's where I feel like this is a ripoff. Anyway, so you've got the fruits of the Spirit, which are all these character attributes that we all want, right? This is everything that I'm looking for to fix my life is bound up as a fruit of the Spirit. And so for me, what I feel like I'm experiencing is that, man, there are times where regardless of like how I'm seeking, all of a sudden, like it's like, man, the Spirit will just kind of take me on a ride. And then there are times where I feel alone, like I'm kind of in a wilderness season where I'm like, hey, I feel like I'm trying to seek God, and it just doesn't feel like it doesn't. Okay, my goodness. It doesn't feel like that's going super well. Like it's actually like He's speaking to me, right? It just feels silent. And what I'm learning is like, okay, this time of like, man, God has given me a love for His word. He's given me like this desire. It's like, man, soak that up, right? Bull, welcome, dude. I'm so happy you're here. Dude, take care of your wife. That's awesome. You go get her that work badge. That's great. But soaking up the times where things feel like God is there, He's speaking, man. I'm seeing His Spirit move. Like I'm interacting with people, and He's opening up doors that like I could have never opened myself, and this stuff's happening, and I have a love for His word, and I'm desiring to be there to do it. And then in the times where it's silent, right? Soaking that in and being like, hey, I'm going to stay faithful even though. Right? Soaking it, it's like, hey, God, if you want to stay silent, you can stay silent. Like I'm setting my time. I'm going to come here. I'm going to read your word. I'm going to glean what I can from it. I'm going to pray and ask for you to speak to me. But even if you don't, it's okay because I know that your Spirit is within me. Like we have something that, man, no one except for like 3 people in the Old Testament got to experience, which is literally having the indwelling of the Spirit of God, and then having the fruit of that be every single thing that I want to be. If I want to be more loving, it's a fruit of the Spirit. If I want to be more kind, more joyful, more patient, more self-controlled, it's a fruit of the Spirit. Even you think about the concept that the self-control to go and sit down and read the word is an aspect of the Spirit being at work in your life. And it's like, man, that is crazy. that is crazy, that everything is like, man, like resting in the truth of Jesus and the Spirit and letting him do that work in me and being like, hey, God, I don't have it. Like, this is why I'm here. This is why I'm in your word. This is why I'm wanting to go to it. I don't have what it takes. That's what we're all proclaiming. If we proclaim Christ, we're proclaiming that we essentially suck so hard that we cannot do anything on our own. I need him completely to take care of everything for me. I need your Spirit to indwell me, to give me any element of good being. Am I going to play Crimson? You know what? I'm thinking about it. That's an interesting question, Mr. Bloodblade. I am thinking about it. The issue with, like, I got to answer Bull's mom's question as well. The issue with what I'm trying to figure out is the reason why Elden Ring works well is because there's not a bunch of narrative. And so for this, thank you for following 2380 games. The reason that this works is because it's not like I'm sitting here and we're having to listen to like narrative in the game. So I'm able to just like talk more nonstop, and it's only an hour every day. So figuring out what I'm going to, and I don't actually have a lot of time outside of this to play games. There's a lot going on in our life, and that's good. It's been great. So I've got to figure out games that work for this kind of a setting, and that's hard to figure out. What's going on, Geofro? Welcome, man. Thought of playing that game too. I'm not sure. I'm gonna die again. I gotta figure out how to roll out of that flame. Okay, Bull's mom says, are you able to see the different fruits in your own life, or is it hard for you to see them at times? I mean, yeah, like, one of the things that has been really helpful for me, I think it can be hard to see them for sure. And I think it's kind of like when people talk about your spiritual gifts, you're like, I mean, I have no idea what my spiritual gifts are. It's like, well, that's okay. I mean, that's the reason why the fellowship exists. I am really hating this. I'm not enjoying it. Beat every boss except this guy in the DLC. Yeah, I've gone through the DLC. It's good. The DLC is actually very, very fun. I'm not enjoying this guy today, but it's because I'm not really giving my full attention. I also don't even have a headset on, so I'm not even hearing what's happening in the game. Yeah, it can be hard to see the fruits in your own life. I think the other thing to realize, and this is what I've been practicing, is practicing if it's a fruit of the Spirit, right, and it's not me. If that's the case, and it isn't me doing it, then it's like, okay, practicing gratitude, like looking for these things in my own life, and then thanking God they are there, right? Looking for times where it's like, man, like I'm bucking a trend of my own flesh, and I'm seeing whatever it may be, whether it's self-control or, hey, man, I was kind, I gave my children focus today, and reattributing, that's not me succeeding, that's the Spirit at work in my heart, and like remembering that, like remembering, hey, man, thank you, God, for the fact that you've given me like some element of self-control or some element of love or peace or kindness or patience, whatever it is. It's like, thank you for that, and remembering to just like be grateful for it, because it's like, hey, I can tear myself down. I can tear myself down as much as I want. It doesn't actually help. Hold on, we're gonna die. Nope, we're not. We're good. We're good. It's not actually helping me do better, right? Especially when it's like I'm proclaiming for myself these things, and so it's like I'm essentially making an idol out of my own performance, right? I'm not actually seeking Jesus, and that's where we can get stuck if we're not careful, is like making an idol out of ourselves, out of our motivation, and then we're torn down when we don't actually do as well as we want, rather than just being grateful. Oh my goodness, we're dead again. We're dead again. I can't do it. I don't even know how to get out of it. I don't even know how to get out of it. Oh, I'm not sure. Elden Ring is very hard. You're right. Oh, Gojo, yeah, that's hard, man. I don't know the answer to that then, because I think there's a responsibility for you if the baby is yours, but if not, that provides like probably twice as much pain of things ending for sure. But that's hard. That's one of the things, man. Like I don't have the answers. I don't have the answers to all of suffering. That's kind of what we're learning about today in Job, right? It's like we don't always know like the root of what's going on and what God's doing in your life. Yeah, but I'll be praying for you for sure. I'll be praying for it. Let's see. Gotta run far from plagiarized acts in game and closer toward Christ in real life. Yeah. If gaming is getting in the way, if plagiarized acts is getting in the way with your relationship with God, please do. The way this is structured, I would argue that I'm actually closer to God while I'm playing the game than when I'm getting distracted by the things of life. So that's where I'm at. All right, we got 4 minutes. I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you so much. Tomorrow, we're going to go through 2 chapters. So we're going to look at all of Job's response at once. I wasn't reading very far ahead, so I probably should have set this last one up as 4 and 5 together, but we didn't, and that's okay. So tomorrow we're going to go through Job 5 and Job 6. That is Job's response to Eliphaz all at once. And then we'll jump into, I forget the next guy's name, but when we study that, we'll know it. It'll be good. All right, we're going to kill him real quick, and then I've got to go work. Go to my job in real life. Gojo, I appreciate you being here, man. I appreciate you sharing. If there's anyone else that has any prayer requests they need, please tell me. I'd be more than happy to pray through them. Grateful to be here. Oh, don't do that. Keep running. Gotta get ready for work. Okay, thank you so much, X-Men. I appreciate you being here. Move. We did it. No, come on. Okay, we didn't get hit. Oh, now we're gonna hit. Okay, we're good. He seems to like the expanse of time that he is like blowing flame and stuff just seems so high. Fill it up, fill it up. All right, we're good to go. Oh no, she's gonna need to go eat breakfast here soon. And he's just throwing useless pots. There he is. There you go. One missed. See, that's where it feels like a bit of a rip-off. I'm not gonna lie. It doesn't feel fair. I'm gonna be heading out as well. Gotta go deal with concrete. Gojo, are you a concrete worker? That's sweet, man. Enjoy it. I work in plumbing and HVAC, so I get to have fun with that stuff. I don't know anything about either, but I work in the realm. All right. Does this have a door in it? This should have a door in it somewhere. Yeah, man. The trades are where it's at, dude. My younger brother is a plumber as well. Cool, Geofro. Nice. I get to work for a company of, we got like around 40 employees. So we do both heating and air and plumbing. We got a bunch of plumbers and a bunch of HVAC technicians. It's fun. Geofro, you're a barber? Your name is really perfect for a barber. Barber for 25 plus years. That's cool, man. You know what I need? I need like a barber. I gotta have somebody who teaches me how to trim this beard and then helps me decide when I should just go bald because my hair's thinning so much that it may be time, you know? So we've got a need. All right, it's 6:30. I gotta go. Like Jeffro? Is that what you're saying, Jeffro? Tell me if I'm right or wrong. You let me know. Jeffro. All right. See you later, X-Man. Have a good day, man. Appreciate you. This is my last try. Last try. There's a chance that tonight I might just get on here and kill this thing so that tomorrow we can move on and go to Malekith. I'm also trying to decide if it makes sense for us to set up like an even one to see how that goes. I don't have very many nights of the week where that's available, so it can't be an everyday thing, but we can try it once and see. I know this isn't conducive for it. Oh, we're about to have an explosion. Oof, we barely got out. That was good. Let it fill up. Let it fill up. You can't even get out of it. Like, you just have to resign yourself to getting hit with that. Okay, do we need to go take you upstairs? She's about to explode or something. Fun stuff. Where's he at? Oh, I missed every single one of those hits. He was going to kill my guy. All right, we're good. We're going to do it. This is it. This is our round. We're going to win. See, that doesn't feel like fair. Is the argument that I'm rolling 1 second too early? Because it seems like that's a bit of a ripoff. Is this the... Oh, it's not. Okay. Okay, that's not the big one. Oh, we're going to die. Oh, man. It doesn't feel very fun right now. And... Okay. Yes, of course. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, I'm getting off. Hope you guys have a great day. Keep Christ the center focus of your life. Stay in step with the Spirit. Tomorrow morning we'll be here at 6:30 a.m. Central, 7:30 a.m. Eastern, to go through Job chapters 6 and chapter 7. So I hope to see you guys here. If this is helpful and enjoyable, feel free to follow and, do whatever internet things you can do to get the word out about it. And we'll see you then. You guys have a great day. I appreciate all of you. I really do.